The fact that we're able to take so many things that humans are able to do to create progress, issues, advancements, we're going to take all of that and separate them into two categories. Two different.
Yeah.
You're either that's either that
It's
on this
that
side
simple, right?
or it's
Yeah.
on this side. All this human
Pick
shit.
one.
Yeah, you're either Republican. That's either a
And if you
Republican
don't
thing.
pick one, you're against us all. You know?
It's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I can't be. You know what? I like that one, but that's over there, and I like a bunch over here, but I can't put that one over here. Like, no, I gotta be all this shit over here or all this shit over here, and that's America. You're either all your problems that you're facing that you talk to your therapist about, and your therapist goes, that's real unique. Not a lot of human beings are even dealing with something like that. But I got to go back outside of that office and say, I have never even heard of a human being dealing with the unique life that I'm dealing with in the way that I'm dealing with it. But I got to take all my all my difficulties. I also got to take all my education, all my understanding of humankind from traveling around and meeting vast amounts of people on all sides of every ideology that we know. And I have to take all of that and those love for those people that are Southern, or those love for those people that are West Coast or Northern poor or Northern elite or Southern poor. And I got to take all of that and my problems in my life and how as an artist, it's so incredibly difficult for me to advance as an intellectual creative. It's like, okay, so all of this and my frustrations, no, you got to fucking separate that shit into, left or right. And I'm like, no, well, how is that? How is that even a thing? And that still perpetuates to this day, and people are literally on, killing people over it, and just so angry about these things that are so surface, right? But at the same time, they can step back and watch like a cartoon like Family Guy or The Simpsons, make fun of them and laugh at it because they go, oh, look at that fucking idiot, that they're making fun of. Ha ha ha, I get it. But then they're that person, but they don't get it. Because this is the age of cognitive dissonance, right? It's like, if anything, this is that. This is where we're at in our world, is that we have so many people that are so afraid. And that's why religion is such a strong thing, because it gives you an immediate thing to grasp onto, to feel like you have purpose, that you're a part of something, and then you'll be accepted by most of them no matter what. And you're just like, oh, well, this is, I don't know anything else going on, but I got this, and it's just, that's their main, like, oh, I gotta live and believe in this, and I'm on this side. And it's just like, why? Like, and that goes back to like, when people are like, oh man, like the staunch right-wing guys that are so sound in tradition, and guys and women that are like, nah, man, fuck, like food stamps, like, people just getting handouts, and you should be working until your fucking hands bleed, and you go home and you're so exhausted that you have to drink to delude the pain, and then you fucking are angry and you don't fuck your spouse, and you just are mad. That's life, like that's the American way. And then at the end of that struggle, when you're like fucking 60, you got a nice fucking nest that you'll build a house and then fucking live in it until you die and don't experience anything, and get mad at people that move around the world because they should be fucking staying in one place, and raising a family. And it's like being fucking redundant and ignorant. It's like, why? Why do you want to do that? Why is that a problem? Why wouldn't you want to hand out? Like, you're the same motherfucker that I see at 7-Eleven getting a scratch off. Like, you're going to win that scratch off and you'll be like, yeah, someone that I don't fucking know that's going to give me fucking $50,000. Fuck yeah. And then get on fucking Facebook and be like, God damn, assholes need to go to work and stop asking for handouts. And it's like, oh my God, dude, what is happening here? And, and then you want to immediately get mad at these people because you think that they've done exactly what we're talking about. You think that they've cognitively picked a side, and they haven't, man. They've been literally forced into fucking environments that they're too dumb to be able to basically see everything for what it is, because they fucking, parents got sick, died of cancer when they were 16, and dad was an abusive alcoholic, or so they got to go to work at 16, and then try to go to high school too. And then their high school has, teachers that are tenure and fucking gave up on caring about kids at, their 7th year. And so they don't get the proper education, and they come out of it fucking frustrated and mad because no one taught them how to do taxes, or fucking, and they live in an area where they don't have any means to move forward other than sports. And they're not that great at sports. So then they fucking get somebody knocked up, and then they have a kid early on. And now they're just like, and now everything from there on is just projection, right? It's like my anger, I'm projecting at the rest of the world. It's like, nah, y'all should be fucking sad too, and sad and angry because I'm fucking sad and angry, and it's like, man, you're just, it's like, so now we have these two very, very diverse or defined sides with these candidates that represent them to the upper echelon of their ideology. And it's just like, wow, man, it's just like, well, you want one guy that represents this poor concept, you want this other guy that represents this other poor concept, and it's like, that's all we got. So why don't we just argue about it instead of going like, why don't we argue them being like, this is not good. Like, where's like our professors? Like, like, what's your IQ? Like, where's your master's degree from? And you're our president. What? Like, is it ever more been a figurehead? And this is what we're arguing about. Like, and then you could go and have a conversation with, any of these individuals on the left or the right privately at a bar without knowing their political, recognition or political affiliation. And everybody be like, yeah, man, they're all crooked, like, fuck the government, and it's all bullshit, we're all broke and blah, blah, blah. And again, like I said, it's like, I like that TV show, like,
Yeah.
And it's like, so where did we get off track here? And just from various environments and traditions. I mean, look, man, I just saw something that I thought was so incredible, and I couldn't believe it was the first time I saw it. It was Frank Zappa sitting with like a few economists or somebody, maybe I think they're professors or economists or whatever. And he basically said that this is, the capitalistic mindset that gives credence to a religious, basically made up doctrine and benefits for those that made it up. When it starts to bleed into progressive politics and it's voted upon and put into legislation, that changes the whole game. You know what I mean? That removes any kind of fair concept of a democracy. It's a theocracy at that point, right? You're literally putting in religious, basically agreed upon, made up ideologies into literal, policy of a government. That's and he was like, that's going to happen more and more, and we now see it so much as like the right side is just such a Christian adopted thing. We've literally pressed. I mean, we have a whole subtext out of the Constitution, a whole separate article about keeping religion out of politics, because it's that important. Because once you start taking something that is a belief, a thing that is manipulable to the sense of, it's a story, like then if you put that into politics, that removes the mathematical essence of the politics. Politics is just math, or finances. It's literally like how we proceed with the money that this capitalistic structure makes, like that everybody in position is literally just a part of the financial structure. That's all the government really is like what we do with the money, then how that, like, okay, we created a police force, and that police force would get this much funding, and they have this much ability with that funding for these laws, so it's all just financial. So once you start putting like various, constructs into it, then you can start, saying, oh, well, we're going to do it this way because that's, what we believe in, and not everybody believes. That's not fair, because then you're forcing people to believe in something that's not evidentially sound, so that's, I mean, religion, man.